how do you define entrepreneurial excellence in your mind? What is the definition of that?
I think it really comes down to achieving full and complete customer centricity. Now, every organization, every entrepreneur, everybody says we're customer centric. And the justification or the rationale for feeling this sense of customer centricity is we've spent a lot of time analyzing the marketplace. We spend a lot of time thinking about our customers. We have a 360-degree view inside the heads of our customers. And that all sounds great. But if you're spending most of your time thinking about your customers, you're missing the most important point, which is entrepreneurial excellence is thinking like your customers, not based on what you're trying to achieve, but how you can create value in their lives. And so the journey that I've been on for, dear God, now 2+ decades, has been to truly understand and to help others understand how to be customer-centric by understanding that the ultimate expression of loyalty is not based on how great people feel you are or how much they love your product or services, your company or brand, but how smart they feel about themselves as a result of their decision to be your customer in the first place.
So I think I get that, but let me try to break it down in my own understanding from what you said. Essentially, I want to feel like I'm really smart for making that purchase decision in a sense, right? So when I go tell my friends about the great new restaurant, it's partially to help my friends and hear about a new restaurant, but it's also sort of bragging rights for me to be like, I found this really great, cool new restaurant. You should try it out and check it out. Is that essentially the same thing but applied to business where you should feel brilliant for getting this really cool new product or tech or whatever your product you're buying?
This sometimes feels like the dark side of human psychology, but the reality is almost everything we do to benefit ourselves. Even those things that we do that benefit others. You know, if you put $1 in the kettle for Christmas, that's a lovely thing to do, but you do it at least partially because of how it makes you feel about yourself. And the same thing is true with recommendation. To your point, if you recommend a restaurant, you hope that your friend goes to that restaurant and has a great experience and then comes back and gives you the credit for it, even though all you did was say something. And so recommendation and loyalty come largely from how we feel about ourselves, which is a wonderful thing because as an entrepreneur, if you're creating the kind of experience that helps people feel smarter and better about themselves, invariably that comes back to benefit you. But that's true customer centricity, thinking like your customers.
Okay, dig in on that, right? So like, I think once again, every founder is going to say, an entrepreneur, I do things like my customer. I am my customer. I built this company because I'm solving my own problem that I've had before, right? The best founders always say, I've had this problem. This is why I have this personal connection to the story. Yet clearly your research shows it's not actually the case in many situations. So like, what does that really mean? Like, what does it mean to, how do I make sure I'm acting in a customer-centric way?
Well, the first thing is to recognize that your customers are thinking about you, your products, and your company at a level that's fractional. That's 1/1000% as much as you are thinking about your company.
Sure, but wouldn't I say that anyways, right? Obviously, like, I'm in my company every day, nonstop and all the time. So almost by definition, they're going to be thinking about it less.
Yes, not just less, but hardly ever if you're willing to be humble about it. And the point of that is to recognize that those exact moments where your customers interact with your company, those are such critical landmark moments. And particularly when this is a service or a support issue, when a customer is coming to you at a specific moment in time, it's for some very specific reason. And your job is to create an experience that has that person feeling like, I got exactly what I needed and I got it in the fastest, easiest possible way.